Hi, Fred here, FR5ED with the silent 5, here with a beer review. This is another one from Reve Brewing, R-E-V-E, I believe it's pronounced Rev, in Atlantic Beach, Florida, up in the Jacksonville area. Again, this is from my friend Collins. This is called, it's part of the Down the Rabbit Hole series, and this is Barrel Aged Volume 8. It is an Imperial Stout, 10.5%. It's barrel aged with vanilla bean and coffee. It's been warming up a little bit. It's been out of the fridge for about 10 minutes. These are 16-ounce bottles. Really cool label. Could spin that around real fast and get everybody dizzy. But everything I've had so far from these folks, well, the 2 or 3 that I've had so far, very interesting and unique, and I'm sure this one will be the same. I have another stout coming up from them that I went ahead and put back in the fridge because it was 12%. So this is 10.5%. And we'll go ahead and pour this and go through our steps of analyzing it. Trying to pour with a little bigger without splashing on my keyboard or the desk or the floor as I've been known to do. All right, so that's not a vigorous pour, and it didn't develop a lot of much of a head there. It's just tiny, but it is mixed, large and small bubbles, tan color. Light will not even come through this. I'm holding it up to a bright studio light right now. Nothing's coming through. It's very dense. It's like crankcase oil after 25,000 miles, something like that. Anyway. Looks interesting. Absolutely smell vanilla, smell coffee. It's there. It's if I close my eyes, it's almost like smelling somebody's cup of coffee that has cooled down and has milk and sugar and vanilla in it. Definitely has that familiar aroma of those elements. Now it's barrel aged, so I'm smelling something else in there. Get the alcohol heat in the smell too. And they didn't say what kind of barrels, at least I didn't see it on the bottle, but I'm presuming bourbon barrels, because I do smell, a hint of whiskey in the background there. Yeah, the vanilla could be a combination of actual vanilla bean being used, but it could be vanilla from the oak in the whiskey barrel too. I'm going to taste this. I would like it to be a little bit warmer. I'll just give it a moment of heating it up there. I do this sometimes. The darker the beer, the more I tend to do this. So that'll help allow more of the flavor come through. Let's taste it. That's the cleansing taste. Wow. Let's have another taste as we continue to cleanse our palate. So much to say here. First of all, I'll start with mouthfeel. It's definitely a fuller mouthfeel. Not as thick as I would think, like from a Russian Imperial Stout. But it's like a medium full mouthfeel. There is some bitterness on the sides of the tongue, but it kind of dissipates fairly quickly. It's not a hot bitterness. I believe it's just from the dark grains that are used to make it a stout. One more sip and I'll try to capture the rest of these flavors in here. It is a cacophony of flavors, let me say. It is sweet. I'm giving you everything but the flavors so far. Bitterness, sweetness, mouthfeel. But now for the flavors. There's the typical dark roasted malts of a stout, but those are pushed to the background by bourbon. There's definite, you can taste the alcohol in this. It's like it's got bourbon in it. So you've got the whiskey, whatever it is, bourbon or whatever whiskey it is from the barrel. That flavor is definitely in there. Definite vanilla, definite coffee, definite dark chocolate. It is just chock full of flavors. Wow. This is something, and this will get even better as it warms up. I can just tell, the cold that's still residual in there is not allowing all the aromas and the flavors to burst forth. Yeah, even just warming it up a few degrees there over the last couple of minutes, I'm getting, more complex, hearty aromas from it. It is releasing more of the chocolate and the coffee aromas. Yeah. Wow. Not the style that I normally would pick out, especially with the, the sweet vanilla presence, which is definitely there. But again, I love the fact that that Collins is that he tries so many different things, always pushing the envelope, trying things you normally wouldn't try, or at least I wouldn't normally try, and he's sharing it with me to help stretch my my imagination as to what I might like or not like. Wow, that is an attention grab. You can't be multitasking, take a sip of this, and not have your attention jerked to the glass and going, man, that is so full of flavors. You have to sit there and count them again. Let's see, there's the chocolate. There's almost a molasses in there. There's definitely the bourbon or whiskey. There's vanilla. There's coffee for sure. There's the dark, I'm losing fingers, I might drop the glass. There's the dark roasted malts you would expect in a stout. There's sweetness, and I don't know if it's been back sweetened or they use lactose that leaves it sweet because that does not ferment. I better stop at 7 because I'm going to drop the glass if I keep counting. Lots of flavor, to say the least. So my recommendation, as it is often, is if you can get it, try it. Because especially if you're a complex stout aficionado, where you like lots of flavors, lots of aromas, it's high octane for sure at 10.5%. And it's got some sweetness in there too, if you like that. There's something for everybody. So this is Barrel Aged Volume 8 Imperial Stout, aged with vanilla bean, oh, it does say vanilla bean, and coffee from Reve Brewing in Atlantic Beach, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. So that is the beer, and this is Fred F. 5ED. Over and out.